Hello, welcome back. I hope your Christmas and your holidays were like a blazing success. So I have 3 products to show you today, and then I want to get into 17 rules that I am implementing and changes I am making that have to do with my homeschool, my finances, and just my life. Because holy cow, I didn't just fall off the deep end this holiday and it happened before. I jumped off. I jumped in like holy moly, holy moly. Okay, so first, of course, I have products of the day for you because this is the Homeschool Shopping Channel, and what fun would it be tuning in if I didn't have something to show you? Okay, first up, we have the story of Jesus. I have been reading this and I find it fantastic. No one sponsored this. Someone recommended it to me. It was a great recommendation. And it's basically the church through time. So Marcus Aurelius and just writings throughout history, famous historical people, and what that had to do with God and the church and things like that, and how they came to the church, and just very interesting people throughout history and their relationship with the truth. So short chapters. I find it very interesting. And so do the kids. The kids don't mind it either. Next up, we have Star Wars. Think Where's Waldo, but Star Wars. These are the droids you're looking for. So it's a search and find book, right? So you got to find these guys. Plus you have to find R2-D2, and it goes through, it starts at the beginning of A New Hope, and it goes through, even like 4, 5, and 6, and then 1, 2, and 3. So it goes through all of them. So very interesting. I quite like it. And it's a little harder, like it's not super easy. So I like that because it means that we can do it more than one time. And so this is one of the books that they can read before bed. My youngest, sometimes helping him fall asleep, he can look at books like this while he's trying to, relax himself. And lastly, one of my favorite games, which is Spot It. So Spot It is like this. All we do is I flip over a card, they flip over a card, and whoever spots the match first, because every single card has a match with another card. At first, when I look at it, I'm always like, oh, there's no match on this card. The sun and sun. See, I'm telling you, it's like crazy how every time there's a match. I don't get it. Sunglasses and sunglasses. I don't get it. But anyway, it's a fun game. I was pulling it out at restaurants when we were on vacation. Spiderweb and Spiderweb. Okay. First of all, what I did with my life is I went and my husband bought the app Quicken. It's just like, I'm not advertising anything here. It's just one of those apps where it populates how much you spent that year, right? So then you attach your bank account, your credit cards, things like that. And then it goes through and it tallies how much you spent the past year. Or you can search per month, whatever you want to do. And I was shocked. I was stunned. I was flabbergasted. There was tears. Like I was quite shocked at all the money that I had spent on all the different categories. The biggest category, anyway, so I decided for 3 months, these are the rules I'm going to follow. Why 3 months? Because it has to do with screen time. It has to do with like a lot of different things, a lot of different services. And 3 months is enough to see like, hey, it's not forever. So if this isn't working for us, because I fell off the screen time bandwagon too. Like I said, I didn't fall off. I jumped. And so now I'm dealing with these consequences and in my life. And so these are the rules that let me get to them. First of all, no kids or adult activities unless free. Okay, so I always told myself too, kind of a side note, kind of not really, that, okay, I should do yoga every morning. Oh, I should get up and I should run and I should go on the treadmill and I should, because that's what I used to do. That's what I used to do when I was 20. That's what I used to do when I was 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, all the way up until after I got married. As soon as I got pregnant, that wasn't happening at all. And so then I always tried to get back to it. And then I decided this year, I should join gym. I should do this. I thought about that for a few years. And then this year a video came into my feed on YouTube, and I'll put it in the comments. And after I saw this woman doing this thing called shuffling, she's an older woman like myself. And after she was doing shuffling, and I go, oh my gosh, it's not too late. Like I can learn to dance. It's not too late. I thought I had too many injuries. I thought I was too sore. I just hadn't even contemplating it. So I'll put that in the description if you want to take a look. It's like a 30-second video of her before and after. And anyway, I follow her tutorials. And so that's what I'm working on every day. I don't set a time limit for myself. I'm like, I'm just going to do it every day. So that is one of the rules that I didn't put down on here, but it has to do with activities because that is free. No kids or adult activities. Now, the exception to this is that my son, for Christmas, I got him an engineering, the Mark Rober Crunch Lab. So every month a box comes and it features a video of the most attractive man in the world explaining some scientific physical principle. I don't know. And then they build this thing together, the attractive man and my son build it together. It's very minimal supervision is required, and he's 7, and still very minimal supervision is needed for this project. And it's very fun and very easy. So aside from that, because I've already committed to that, but other than that, no swimming lessons, no nothing right now. Because like when I looked at, we spent $700 or $800 on swimming lessons. So for at least 4 months, 3 to 4 months, no activities for children outside the home that costs money just right now. It doesn't mean forever. It just means for right now, because I'm trying to get back. I'm trying to get these things under control. No traveling to Canada. No traveling to Canada. That's where my parents live. I live in the United States. I'm a U.S. citizen and a Canadian citizen. So I travel back home, and the amount of tolls, I rent a car for 1 day. So it's a 11-hour drive. I rent a car or 10-hour drive. I rent a car for 1 day. I pick it up the night before. The next day I drive it and I drop it off at a city near where my parents are, and they pick me up at that rent-a-car place, right? So that's 1 day. Well, the tolls are like $40 to $60 tolls every trip, plus the gas, plus the car, which I can still keep the car. The car's around $100. So that just adds up. So plus there's the thing about restocking groceries when I get there. It's a whole thing. And it costs an intense amount of money. And I stay there for a while. No micro purchases in Minecraft. Besides our grocery budget, which was an insane amount. I can't even tell you because I'm so embarrassed by it. The micro purchases in Minecraft, but that also includes, like, it's anything in Apple. So it was like the monthly thing for like CodeSpark and the monthly thing for activities and games and apps and stuff like that. $800. $800. Now, a lot of that is they spent their allowance on it. So what I decided to do was no micro purchases in Minecraft, nothing for 3 months at least. And what I did is I gave them a Minecraft card. I said, this is in lieu of your allowance, because allowance was really high too. I think allowance was too high. So I gave them a Minecraft card each, and I said, you have to make that last for 3 months. I understand he's 7, and that's another thing but we're only playing Minecraft on Sunday afternoons again. We're starting in the new year after their stepbrother's coming to visit after he goes back. Only Sunday afternoons. Only Sunday afternoons can you do Minecraft. And once your card is gone, and I understand for the 7-year-old, that's going to be extremely difficult for him. Once it's gone, it's gone. I'm not refilling it. I'm not letting you spend your allowance on it because it's just, we're doing allowance a different way, because we had chores they did for free because they're part of the family and to help out with the house, and chores that they got paid for. And I'm changing the whole system because it was just too much money. No TV streaming services. Now, this isn't hard and is not hard because I don't watch a lot of streaming services. I pay for YouTube and I watch YouTube. Beyond that, we don't really too often. Like once in a while I'll watch Disney, but we had them all, right? We had them all. And it's not that I didn't utilize them. I would watch them occasionally, but I'm more of a reader. But the kids and everything, I was like, no, for 3 months, we're not doing it. We're just doing TV shows from the library, YouTube, Freely, Tubi, like those things. YouTube, because I already pay for it, and I get my YouTube Music, comes with YouTube Music, which I also utilize very heavily. So that's it. That's what we're doing. And same with, but we're not watching, the kids aren't watching YouTube. The kids are watching, I paid $29 for the year for both of them to be able to watch Green YouTube. It's Safe Vision. I call it Green YouTube. And where I chose 5 channels that were Lego channels and an educational channel, I think, and then like book reading channels that they could watch in the evenings after dinner. But I specifically chose like Lego videos that were not, they can't be the editing can't be too fast because I don't want anything too exciting. You have to be bored in life. You have to tone down this boredom. And that's another thing with my phone is I'm not getting on my phone till 2 p.m. I'm not getting on my phone till 2 p.m. I'm also stopping. I was getting up, and it started during the election where I was looking at the news every day, like repeatedly, like obsessively looking at it and checking the apps and checking the news and checking the politics, like day after day after day, like so often that it was just a habit that I got into. So I have to get out of that habit. So in the morning, first thing, I'm not checking news. I'm not going to do it. It's tough because I am concerned. Like, what if I miss something? What if, I don't know. Because there's always that thing like, well, what if I miss a recall on a vegetable? Or what if I miss, I don't know. I don't have answers to everything, but I can do stuff for 3 months. Like I can try it, right? And if it's not working, it's not working. I'm not saying I'm not going to check the news during the day. I'm sure I will. Like 2 o'clock come 2 o'clock, I'm sure I'll pick it up and look at it without a doubt. I'll do it for royal news 100%. And just to get to the royal news, I'll probably see news anyway. I divided books up. I went through all the books we bought this year and I divided them into school book categories and non-school books. So like a Star Wars book, that's a non-school book. Even if we read it and it's one of their reading books, I don't count that as a school book, right? I just don't. It's just my own personal decision what I count as school books. Like these, I count as school books. And I had spent $1,500 on school books this year. Also keep in mind, I had a bunch. So I was quite shocked, especially because I bought so many on sale. I bought so many like on eBay. I bought so many used. I was quite shocked at that amount. I thought it was $1,500. So I was stunned. And so no school books for, I want to say the year, but at least 3 months. The exception will be no exceptions, except that hopefully by then we'll be ready for the next math level. But other than that, we have a ton of books. A ton of school books, all different ages of science, all different stuff. I'm going through now. Also understand that I also did 4 science curriculums with my kids this year, and we're also going through and doing. So there are other science curriculums, but I'm just not doing it. I don't have to do it. You only have to do 1 science curriculum a year. It's not like you have to do 4. It's not like you have to do what I'm doing. So whatever. Back to no leisure books. No leisure books, Mackenzie. No leisure books. No leisure books. None. Okay. Addendum. So I don't watch TV, but I read books. So I have Kindle Unlimited and I read them. I read. I love reading or listening to it. So that's the hardest is that right now for listening it's okay right now because I have Kindle Unlimited. We have Hoopla, which if you don't have Hoopla from your library, you get, so many TV shows and stuff and audiobooks. No toys. No toys. On to the next one. No toys for at least 3 months. The exception being if they earn some money and they want to go to the thrift store, fine, because they're not going to earn enough to go to the regular toy store. I'll tell you that right now. It's not happening. And then for their birthday, except they'll get toys and books on his birthday because one of his birthdays coming up in a couple months. Okay, no fast food. We spent over $400 on fast food. No fast food. That's freaking serious. I'm serious. Not even restaurant food, like none of it. What we will do is a treat. My husband was like, well, how about on New Year's Day we get pizza? Like we order Domino's pizza or something like that. And I was thinking about it and I was like, yeah, that sounds good. And then I thought about it and I realized, you know what? If we don't have pizza that often during our meals, like our regular meals, then when you get pizza, even if you get it from the frozen section, even if you get it from the ready-made section, because they have the ready-made in Walmart section, they do in Canada too at Real Canadian Superstore, and it's pretty good and it's well priced. I can't speak for the Walmart one, but so I thought we would do that instead because you get much more bang for your buck, and that's still a treat because you don't normally have it. So that's what I was thinking about is that would be now a treat. It's not going to be an every Friday thing. It's not going to be like an every week thing. Instead, I'll make it, like a treat. So it becomes special, right? So when you do get it, it's special because that's the whole point of fast food too, is that you want it to be special. We want to have a special New Year's Day thing that I don't have to do a lot of work for. Okay, no homeschool materials. Yeah, you heard that. Suck it up. Get out the pencil sharpeners. Dig out the crayons. No random supplements. This is a big category. This is a big category because attempting to quote unquote fix problems within my husband, within my children. Like I just kept buying these. Like I kept going on Facebook, which is why I don't go on Facebook anymore. And I just kept buying these supplements that were like, oh, it'll help for this. And oh, it'll help for this. I spent $700, I thought, on supplements last year. Like A, where do I get all this money? I don't even know. And B, I was just quite shocked. And so unless there's a specific deficiency, which is they can have a multivitamin and then they can have a magnesium. Other than that, that's it for them. And then my husband is in charge of his own. So he generally gets a multivitamin, a magnesium, a vitamin D, tons of additional stuff that I was like, oh, this will fix ADHD. This will fix autism. This will fix this. You know what? They don't need to be fixed. They're wonderful the way they are. And I thought it would help them. And I tried night vitamins and day vitamins. And oh my gosh, the list of things that I have purchased and tried and gone on and on and on. And it's irrelevant. And even if you do get supplements and stuff like that, like you don't have to take them every day. You do not have to take them every day. So that was just an eye-opening thing for me. This is the thing, is I have this lentil soup. And lentil soup, it's $5 in Canada when I was there. Last time I was like, oh my gosh, $5 a can. And then when I was here, it's $3.50 a can. So $3.50 a can, and it's delicious lentil soup. Well, then the other day I decided, let me make my own lentil soup. Does it taste as good as the canned soup? It does not. But what I did is, so there's approximately, we'll say I made 8 portions, maybe 6 portions of this lentil, boring, basic, no big deal recipe soup, right? Well, then I took a can, the yummy can, and I dumped it in, 1 can, to mix into the 6 portions or 7 portions, 8 portions. I don't know how many portions I made. That's how great a cook I am. I don't even know. But it made it taste so delicious, like just yummy. I was like, okay, great. And I saved money and it's yummy. You can also break down, my husband was like, hey, what's your cost per day per food? It's not that hard to figure out. Like if you say you buy a bag of spinach, or say, I don't know, what's an example? Say you buy a bag of chicken breast. The chicken breast comes in bags, but say you buy a bag of it. How much did you pay? You paid $12 for that bag. And how many days did it last you? Did it last you 6 days? Well, then 12 divided by 6, that's your cost per day for that food. So then break it down and just see how much you spend per day. And then you can kind of figure out your weekly budget. Like based on that, like how much you're realistically going to spend. No snack drawer. The snack drawer is gone. The snack drawer consisted of a ton of fresh fruits and vegetables, and my one son and my youngest went in there all the time to get fresh fruits and vegetables out of it, and you'd be like, well, that's great. That's great. It was all cut up. It was nice in little mason jars, little small mason jars. I don't know if mason are only one size, but little small jars. And that was great. And great. Well, same with, we had already given up. I had already decided like a couple months ago that no more packaged foods either. No more packaged snacks. Because like in the afternoon, I'd be like, okay, go get a snack. Just because I didn't want to be in charge of making the snack for that afternoon. I wanted to break from making stuff because my kids are still young. Some of my kids are still young. And so I said, I switched to bananas. Bananas are cheap, very healthy, we can agree. Yeah. And ready-made. Ready-made, you just have to open it. So I'd switched to bananas. Well, I decided to get rid of the snack drawer. The reason I decided that is because you'll eat more at dinners. He does now. He eats more at dinners, and at pre-planned snack times, 10 and 2, we get a snack. And one of the snacks is a homemade freezy or popsicle, because that contains like a lot of vitamins and nutrients that I need them to get when I make the homemade freezies. So they get one of those for a meal, and then not a meal, like a snack. And a banana for a snack, okay? So it's cheap, it's inexpensive, and it's super healthy, and it's ready-made, so I don't have to make anything. Like I can just batch make those freezies, because it was $4.99 for 150 little freezy bags. Yeah, so that's what I decided to do for that. Because the snack drawer, it's adding up, and it's taking away from, like, they're not eating as much food then. Do you know what I mean? Like if you could go into it all the time, which he was, because I was like, well, it's really healthy. He's eating carrots and cucumbers and strawberries and like berries, a ton of stuff. Great, good on him. But then you're not eating dinner, and then it's still costing a lot, because then you're like, hey, can you fill up the snack drawer every mother effing day? So no weekday Minecraft. I don't know if I mentioned that we were going on. It's just too interesting. And then kids are waiting all day to play and I would hear all day long, I don't want to do schoolwork. Oh, schoolwork's not that interesting. Oh, these books are boring. Oh, this is so boring. Blah, blah, blah. What else do they say? It's a waste of my time. And they were just waiting. One of them was especially just waiting solely for when he could play. So I was like, you know what? We got to go back to when we didn't do that. And so Sunday afternoons, you could play Minecraft. That's it. No games with ads. So I went through all their games because I was trying to decide, like, is there any games that I'm okay with them playing in the afternoon? FYI, not really. Because the question I asked was, hey, not does this harm him? Like, is it too fast? Is it too high speed? Is he getting too excited when he plays it? But just because it doesn't do that, does that mean it actually helps him and it's actually good for him? So, and what's the point of the game? It's just to occupy him and to give me some time? Yes, that is true. However, because I've done it before, once you get over that hump of the first week, they're pretty good at finding ways to occupy themselves. So I had to come up with a whole new schedule again, too, which I did to compensate for that, because we spent because we were up early, but we still spent a decent amount of time on tablets. At least it felt that way. Okay, so no games with ads, because even if they're friendly games that the kids are playing, like when there's an ad in it, then that shows them another game. It takes them away from it. It's a whole thing. And then I have to hear, hey, can I play this game? Can we have this game? Can we get this game? But it's free, but it's for kids, but it's young. Okay, and next is no cell phone. Oh, I already said this. No cell phone or tablet before 2 p.m. and then improved works only. The exception being audiobooks. And that's about it. Audiobooks on Hoopla has some great Minecraft audiobooks they can listen to. And then Canva, they use Canva to make their own books. Like we do a lot of creative writing. They read me their stories and I type them up on the computer. And so Canva, they like to add pictures into it. So I was allowing Canva. So that might still only be an after 2 p.m. thing just because I don't want them staring at their tablets. And because they play together a lot and play together really well. So that's why I was thinking that would be after 2 p.m. exception audiobooks, because come on. I think you can listen, but we're also doing quiet time and then audiobooks can be used then as well. But I'm also trying to like today I was playing Lego with him and with the youngest, and I put on a Minecraft audiobook just so he could see what it's like while you're building something. Like it's nice sometimes to have something to listen to. I do it when I do puzzles lately. And that's also my new thing now is puzzles and stuff like that. Okay, there you go. There's hopefully some rules to improve my life. And I have many lists down here. So that's my 2025, the list for the rules for financial house and homeschool. These all go in my binder. I have a binder that I update. And it doesn't matter that I don't reference it all the time. Like once you're typing it and printing it out, it's just helping cement these things into my head. This is the meal plans for the kids just because I'm always like, I never know what to feed them. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I'm always like, what am I supposed to feed them? And now I have a list here of what to feed them, what I'm okay feeding them. And then, of course, I added on, based on this, I added on a shopping list just so that I could scan the shopping list to see if I need anything before I go to the grocery stores that I don't go out that much. And then we have their weekly schedule, their new weekly schedule. I don't know if you want to see this, I can go through it with you in another video. And this is their school schedule. That's the youngest school schedule. And the next one's school schedule, not counting a lot of the subjects that we read. So that's another thing I'm trying to do is I'm going to try and do some one-on-one work with them each, which I kind of did, but this is like more focused, doing a bit more. I really want to buckle down and nail down some math because they can do more math. That's just my worst subject to implement. It's like by far. Okay, well, there you go. I hope that helped. I hope it was interesting, and I hope you have a good day. Bye-bye. Can you say, please like and subscribe?
Please like.
And hit the bell for notifications.
Hit bell, you know, notification.